Hi, my name is Pablo. We talk about engaging international relations and world politics. We start with globalization. The term globalization refers to the continual increase in worldwide economic, social, and cultural interactions that transcend the boundaries of states and which have significant political implications. These interactions are aided by advances in technologies. This definition does not presume globalization has a uniform impact on anyone or particular society, group, or class, nor does it assume its political impact is necessarily a force for peace or conflict. Global financing continues to accelerate with the formation and integration of financial markets around the world. New York may still be number one, but nightly business programs report closings in London, Frankfurt, Paris, and Hong Kong as well. The cultural impact of communications technologies associated with globalization is also subject to political debate. Satellites, cables, programs, and internet feeds from different countries and cultures are broadcast into students' union buildings and homes. This exposure allows for the possibility that people of different backgrounds can see what they have in common as much as what differentiates them. Actors' collective efforts are the primary means by which people achieve security, economic welfare, or common identify. In the throughout history, humanity has recognized that a pooling of resources and energy is generally the most efficient way for individuals or groups to fulfill their wants and needs. In other words, the weak I becomes the strong WA. First, number one, states. Number two, international organization. Number three, non-governmental organizations. And number four, individuals. First, states. A geographical entity governed by a central authority. The state is traditionally viewed as the most important of three basic organizations in the previous list. A state takes the lead in attempting to defend the physical security of the population, ensures the economic welfare of the citizens, provides of focused loyalty and represent and exercise authority over all persons within the states, territory and claim a right to autonomy internationally. States, however, can be viewed as obstacles to the achievement of security, economy, and identify when they persecute their own citizens, pursue counterproductive economic policies, and demand complete and undivided loyalty to the point where to dissent is allowed. In addition, in their pursuit of security, states clash with one another, leading to international tension and perhaps war. Second, international organizations, which can be bilateral between two states, as in United States, Canadian, North American Aerospace Defense Command. That one is an example, but the most are multilateral because three or more states are members. Examples included organizations with limited membership, such as the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, the European Union, the Organizations of American States, the Associations of Southeast Asian Nations, and the African Union. The best known universal AO is the United Nations. A dramatic expansion of IOs and NGOs occurred in 20th century, ranging from military alliances in the security realm to UN-related organizations concerned not just with security but also with economic and social uses. Organizations such as the Food and Agricultural Organization, the International Monetary Fund, the World Health Organization, the World Bank, more formally has the EBRD, the International Bank for Reconstruction, and the United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund, UNICEF, barely begin to discover veritable alphabet soup of United Nations related agency and other international organizations pursuing specific objectives on the global agenda. Number 3, non-governmental organizations. As the term suggests, NGOs are composed of private, non-state international actors that cut across national boundaries. In this regard, we identify 4 categories of NGOs of interest and importance to us in the study of international relations and world politics. First, private sector economic organization. Although some readers reserve the term NGO for non-profit organizations, we apply it to all non-governmental organizations, including multinational corporations, most of which are private sector, and these non-governmental organizations. Multinational business corporations and banks are understandably primarily motivated by engaging the economic well-being of their stock and other stockholders, not necessarily the economic well-being of any particular state. A second one, transnational NGOs. Or would you rather work in non-profit transnational NGOs with explicit political, economic or social agendas such as Amnesty International, Greenpeace, and religious organizations, whose diverse memberships and global perspectives make it difficult to associate them with any on one particular state. Number 4, humanitarian non-governmental organizations. Humanitarian non-governmental organizations attempt to avoid overtly political roles. The best examples are humanitarian relief organizations such as Doctors Without Borders and myriad of transnational programs in Africa and Asia that seek to improve the quality of life of the poor. If such an NGOs engaged in politics and took sides in civil and international conflicts, it will most likely be denied access to combat zones. This is a previous category are what many people think of when the term NGOs is used. And the last one, non-state armed groups terrorists, often claim to represent a broader constituency, whereas transnational criminal organizations prefer to focus on their narrow economic agendas, becoming involved in politics only when the pursuit of their ill-gotten gains transcend. Individuals. Individuals certainly make a difference whether Mahatma Gandhi in India or Nelson Mandela in South Africa. But even those illustrious leaders found that a cause must be associated with an organization in the former is to achieve it. But the fact of matter is that while individuals as practitioners can have tremendous impact on the short term course of world events, is extremely difficult to identify such individuals until after their impact has been felt. Security, economy, identity. should refer to relations among nations, people with a common identity, such as a French or Japanese nation. However, over the years, conventional discourse has to come to equate the term international with interstate relations. When we use the term international relations, we are principally referring to relations among states, as we believe it necessary to emphasize that the states continue to be primary actors on the world, states and central players in global governance, managing it if not resolving. Uses of the security economy and identify agendas worldwide, problems, challenges, and opportunities. Even international organizations such as the United Nations International Monetary Fund and the World Bank are composed of member states. Similarly, much of international law deals with regulating relations among states. Rallies who put emphasis on states' power and balance of power among states tend to feel most comfortable with this use of term international relations. We believe in term world politics is a more exclusive term as it captures much of today's reality to include not only states and international organizations, but also a wide range of transnational actors. The phenomenon of globalization, vast social and economic global inequalities, and emergent global problems. Thank you so much.